I'm making biryani my mother's style. I took about 3 tablespoons of oil with 1 tablespoon of ghee. In that I've added 2 bay leaves, 2 cardamoms, about 4 cloves and about 5 or 6 small pieces of cinnamon and a few peppercorns. I'll allow the spices to infuse the oil and then add 4 medium sized or small onions and 4 green chilies ground to a paste. So here it is. I have added the onion and green chili paste. Fry it till the raw taste of the onion goes off, and then we will add ginger garlic paste. I am just showing the amount. It's about 1 cup of onion and green chili paste. I have taken about roughly about a kilo of mutton. As you can see, most of the water is evaporated. At this point of time, I will add about 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. I have added 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. Again, I will fry it till the water is absorbed or evaporated. In a mixie, I am grinding about 3 teaspoons of coriander powder, 1.5 teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of cardamom powder, and about 1 level teaspoon or 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and clove powder mixed together. Since I don't have it, I am using whole cinnamon. That's also okay. Whole cinnamon and whole clove. I have taken about 10 cloves and about 7 to 8 1-inch piece sticks of cinnamon. And I have added salt, about 1 teaspoon of salt I have added. I'll grind this to a paste. As you can see, it has incorporated very well. At this point, I'll add about 3 medium-sized tomatoes or an equivalent amount of puree. In case you are adding tomato, you can grind it with the masala that I showed you before. We need to grind the masala to a fine paste. I have roughly used about 4 tablespoons of tomato puree here. I'll fry it again till the oil leaves and then I'll add the masala. More or less all the water has evaporated. At this stage, I'll add the masala that we ground. Fry it on a low or medium heat without allowing it to get browned till the oil comes. I have about 1 kilo of lean goat meat here, 500 grams of lean goat meat with bones and 500 grams without bones. Keep stirring on a low flame till all the water is absorbed. I am adding 6 small potatoes whole after scrubbing the skin. Lot of water is leaching. Continue to it till all the water dries. At this stage, all the water has evaporated. If I heat it further, it will just brown, which I don't want. I'll add about 4 tablespoons of curd and the water in the mixie that I saved. I'll add that, and I will add more to cover the meat. I've added the 4 tablespoons of curd and I've added hot water. It's roughly about 3 cups of water. At this point, I will bring it to a boil. I'll check for salt and chili. Remember, we are making biryani, so the salt and chili will go into the rice also. So we need to just check so that this gravy, which has got the mutton, is correctly spiced. The chili and the rice and the salt for the rice will be to spice and flavor the rice. So we just don't need to add more or less. You should be able to add the amount of salt and chili that you require to keep this as a curry. I added about 3/4 teaspoon of salt and I'll pressure cook this for about 10 minutes. Once the pressure comes, you keep it on sim and pressure cook it for 10 minutes. So we have this nice gravy. It's all come out well. To this I will squeeze about the juice of 1 or 2 lemon, depending on your choice of, already there is tomato, so it's up to you. 1 is good enough. Start with 1 and if you want to increase it, you can put 2. This is the time when you need to cut the potatoes which were whole into 2 halves. It's all tasting very well. We'll go to the next stage. I make it in the rice cooker. I've added about 3 teaspoons of ghee. When it heats up, I'll add bay leaves and some other dry spices like cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, star anise, and if you want you can add the maize and all also. It's up to you. I have taken about 3 cardamom, 4 cloves, 2 bay leaves, about 6 or 7 1-inch sticks of cinnamon, and I have taken 2 star anise which have been broken down, and I'll saute this and add half a sliced large onion or 1 medium onion, thinly sliced, with 2 green chilies thinly sliced to this. There it is. I've added it. I'll slightly saute it till it becomes opaque, and then I'll add about 3-4 teaspoons of ginger garlic paste. I am doing this to flavor the rice. I have taken about 4 cups of rice, roughly about a kilo of rice, and I have washed it and drained it and kept it aside. I have added the ginger garlic paste. I fry it till it's nicely sauteed, and then I'll add about 2 tablespoons or 1 large onion, 1 large tomato to this. I've added 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. I will saute this till once all the water is absorbed. To this I'll add the washed and drained rice. Saute it for about 5 to 7 minutes till you get a nice ghee roast smell, and add salt. I have added about 1 teaspoon of salt to this. I have added the gravy that we made to the rice after 5 or 7 minutes of roasting the rice and ensuring that it is nicely coated with the ghee, and most of the moisture that was there in the washed and drained rice is evaporated. And after this I will add, because we have 4 cups of rice, we need 8 cups roughly, maybe 6.5 7 cups of water, because we are having biryani and we don't want a too cooked rice. We'll take about 6.5 to 7 depending on the rice that you have chosen. You know how much water it requires. There's gravy in this, so consider this 4 or 5 cups of water, the gravy and the mutton in it, and the rest 3.5, 4 you can add depending on how you like it. Try it out with 3 first, and then even as it is cooking you can add half a glass of water, it doesn't matter, but make sure it is warm water or hot water. I added about 3 cups of boiling water. On top of this I'll add fresh mint and coriander and a dollop of ghee. Before either you can do it on the gas or you can put it in the rice cooker also. Rice cooker, because the vessel is already hot, the switch tends to go up, so you'll have to keep periodically pushing it down till the rice is cooked. This is how it is, and then you can start the process of cooking the rice. So here we have it. All the water has been absorbed. Each grain is separate. You can do this in many ways. You can just keep it on the gas in a slow flame, cover it and cook it on the gas itself. I have done in the electric cooker. You can keep it in the oven if you have a large enough oven. You can do it in a pressure cooker. Allow the steam to come after you close the pressure cooker. Put the weight and keep it on sim for about 10 to 15 minutes. Start with 15 minutes. If you feel it's overdoing things, then reduce it to 10 to 12 minutes in the next time you make it. In a rice cooker, I somehow feel that the chances of it going wrong are comparatively less, so I prefer doing it in the rice cooker, and it keeps warm continuously. It keeps warm, so it keeps steaming. till you are ready to eat. So try it out and let me know. And even the chili portion, like this time I have done onion with 4 chilies I have ground. You can do it with 2 chilies, depends on the people whom you are serving to. I have made this for myself to my taste, so I take more chili, so I have used 4 chilies. It depends on the chilies, the spiciness of the chilies also. So if you are giving it to people who are very fussy about their chilliness, then do only 2, and while sauteing for the rice, flavoring the rice, you can put 1, because there's always chili powder in it.